have prevented the formal opening of a UKIP office in Rotherham by Nigel Farage. The party's leader was booed as he left the building where around 40 demonstrators had gathered, accusing him of trying to make political capital out of the child abuse scandal. Nigel Farage had been in the town to open the new office for Jane Collins, UKIP's general election candidate in Rotherham, and he sharply criticised demonstrators and the police. BBC's North of England correspondent Danny Savage sent this.
Well, lunchtime in Rotherham, and Nigel Farage has been here in the town in South Yorkshire for a couple of hours, but hasn't been able to go outside because of a protest outside. He was due to cut the ribbon and officially open UKIP's headquarters here in Rotherham for the forthcoming election campaign. He's with me now. Mr Farage, how disappointing is it that you can't get out and talk to people?
Unfortunately, increasingly common. There is a trade union-funded campaign in this country to try and stop UKIP from speaking. Not just to disagree with us, but to stop us from speaking. And as we've seen from previous protests, they're prepared to use violence as well. So it's very undemocratic, very un-British, and yes, from my perspective, frustrating.
Do you feel the police could have done more this morning?
The police have done nothing. The police have done nothing, despite being talked to, despite being explained to, and what we've had outside is, well, a barrier to the public going up and down, but not even a willingness from the police to move protesters to the side. You know, I don't think any other political party leader would be treated like this.
But there's obviously some people that just don't want you in Rotherham. They don't want you here. They've had very strong feelings. Surely it's their right to make that point, even if it's outside and around where you are.
People have the right to protest, and indeed you're right. I mean, there are two former Labour councillors who lost their seats to UKIP who are out there, so they're clearly not happy to see me because UKIP is a serious political presence in this town. People have a right to peaceful protest, of course they do, and nobody would ever want to stop that. The difficulty with what we're seeing with this campaign that's happening all over the United Kingdom, it's an attempt to stop a political party and its leader from speaking.
One of the placards out there says you're a vulture for coming to Rotherham, cashing in, if you like, making a point on what's happened here with the abuse scandal.
Well, I'm a regular visitor here since the by-election in 2012. You know, I was here just a few months ago for the Police and Crime Commissioner campaign. There are 3 parliamentary constituencies here, and it's no secret to anybody that we're putting a very big resource into them.
Do you hope to get out there eventually today? Do you think it's going to be one of those days where you just talk to your workers privately and talk to journalists who come in and see you?
Oh, I've got plenty of plans for this afternoon, and actually I'm working my way up to the northeast where we have a party conference.
Mr Farage, thank you very much for talking to us this lunchtime. So there you go. That's the situation here in Rotherham. Still a protest going on outside, still the UKIP leader in here, but I'm sure he's going to be leaving here at some point this afternoon to carry on with his day's business.